up, though? My name is Mansfield Dinkins, and I am the host of What Up, Doe with Dink. I am here to have the first episode completed, and I'm blowing it, but I'm gonna keep on going. I would like to, give a little intro of backstory of myself. Born in Birmingham, Alabama, actually. Raised here in Detroit, on the west side of Detroit. Went to Ann Arbor Trail Middle School. That was a great place. And the funny thing about that is that one of the trivia stories is that, name, who was the most beautiful girl you ever went to school with. And at that time, it was Kenya, who was that? Kenya, what's Kenya's last name?
Moore.
Kenya Moore. There you go. My host, my guest knows the name, Kenya Moore.
Yes.
So I ended up went to school with her. Then went on from there, went to Detroit Chassis High School, where I lettered in all four sports, baseball, football, basketball, and track. Upon my graduation, I left to go off to the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, where at the time, I had no idea of what college football was all about, what was taking place, didn't understand it, just a young, brass kid coming out the city of Detroit, had all the answers, and I just knew I wanted to play. While there, I ran into a guy who was from my hometown and who had just became won a national championship the semester before I arrived. Treated me like a little brother, big brother kind of relationship, which has carried this time to current time. We were friends then, we're even closer now as friends as we have matriculated into being adults. I won't hold up too much of his time, and without introducing him, out of Detroit Southwestern, that's the area that I don't know, did you grow up in that area?
Oh, yeah.
Did you grow up in
Southwest Detroit?
I tease him about being in E-Course, which is the neighboring city. So I always tell him he's a Red Raider before he's a prospector.
Wow. I'm going to tell you the story. I don't hate to cut you off.
I know, it's okay.
My father graduated from E-Course.
Father graduated from E-Course. And then that meant that you had to?
I didn't have to go, but,
okay.
Just being loyal, I was supposed to go. But at that time, they had Terrence Williams.
Okay.
So, I don't know. It was all about Terrence Williams. So, the Detroit Southwestern had a better basketball team program.
Understood.
So I went there.
Understood.
You know what I'm saying?
Understood. So what I'll do is that I'll allow you to tell your backstory and introduce yourself to the audience.
What up, though?
What up, though?
It's my pleasure to be on the first episode of What Up, Doe with Dink. From Detroit Southwestern, born and raised, 841 Lebo and Pleasant, right there. The main streets is Shaper and 4th Street, but E-Course is right there and River Ridge is right there. So all that, I grew up thinking and knowing all that was the same to me. But once I got older, I realized 3 different cities, but everybody is close-knit, everybody know each other, but it's still 3 cities. But I'm proud to be born and raised out there. I wouldn't be raised nowhere else, even though we had the Detroit Water and Sewers right there. We had Marathon right there, and we had Morton Shark Company right there. So we right there, then Ford Motor Company. So we right in between everything. And the neighborhood I grew up in was called a hole. You know what I'm saying? Never knew why, but that's the label we had. But like I said, then I wouldn't want to grow up nowhere else in the world.
Understood. Well, I would piggyback that to say that I wouldn't, it's no other neighborhood that I would have wanted to be in besides on Indiana Street, 8321 Indiana. There's nothing like it. My parents are still there, which is, our neighbors are still there, so it's a very homely feeling. You mentioned Detroit Southwestern. Coming out of your junior high, what was the reason that you chose Southwestern over the other schools that were pretty much in your community area?
Ranking in the country, better program, better opportunity. You know, which at the time, which I thought was better opportunities. You know, Detroit Southwestern was ranked in the country. E-course wasn't ranked in the country at that time, and either was Woods. You know, Woods was a powerhouse back in the '60s with Lofton Green. So really, it was a no-brainer for me. You know, plus I grew up playing baseball. My first love was baseball, not your going shortstop. Okay, so you know, once I got to high school, you know, basketball was team. It was, you know, it was no brainer for me.
Understood. And like yourself, my as a child growing up, my first love was always in basketball. Totally opposite of football. Totally opposite. And that's because, you know, my dad, you know, who played, and he played professionally, and he was able to give, you know, me at the time a lot of that one-on-one attention that was probably needed and more than just sports. And I truly appreciate him for that. And having the parents that I had, because both of my parents were competitive. And I had that opportunity to grow up with my parents, if that kind of makes sense. They weren't teenagers, but they were young and they were still vibrant and doing things. So it was very fortunate, which I never took that for granted. You know, coming from a two-parent household, and I never took that for granted, but also thought that was just, you know, that was functional, because my neighbors, it was a family. You know, everybody on my block was, you know, was family oriented, mother, father, children. So you never think anything differently till you go and experience different things. I recall when I started playing football, and you mentioned baseball being your first love. I only played football for one reason, and that one reason was because I was too overweight to anybody give me an opportunity to play. I'm sorry, other way around. I love basketball even more because I couldn't make weight for Little League football. And so when I never made weight, I just said, the heck with football, I'm just gonna play basketball. And so I thrived at that. But I'm probably 5'9", 509 pounds. You know what I'm saying? So I was a big little, you know, chunky dude, but I understood and knew the basketball game. And and then, you know, so that kind of grew on me. Then I ended up going to Chassis playing football. And that's when life changed for me. You know, I had the opportunity to watch a high school basketball game and team at its best, which was, you know, your Detroit Southwestern team. And we played into a gym, and it was electrifying. It was just people everywhere. And again, this is my first experience on a road game. I'm not even playing. I'm playing. We at Southwestern, right. And it's loud, and y'all come out with all the nice tennis shoes, and I'm looking at, I'm like trying to remember the names, and I'm watching you guys, and I'm just saying, I'm like, how do so many guys who were, because you guys are good, how do you, as Coach Perry would have to, how do you possibly manage that and the egos at such an early age? And then how, if you can answer this, how was I don't use the word stars, but how was it aligned for guys like yourself to be put in those positions to be heavily recruited coming out of Southwest?
It was like levels. You had to wait your turn.
Okay.
You know, it was like Coach Perry ran, I want to say a farm team, but he ran a tight program. If you wasn't handling your business in class and on the court, you wasn't playing.
Okay.
You know, so it was so much talent. So if you didn't prepare and study and work out and do what you had to do, you was gonna fall behind because everybody was on one task, winning. There was so much competition in the city and the surrounding areas in the state that it wasn't time, you know, for no losing. You know, so I tell people to this day, in high school, I might have lost from 9th grade to 12th grade. I might have lost 6 games.
That's impressive.
In 4 years.
That's impressive.
You know, it was so much talent. You had the Flint boys. You know, you had, you know, Saginaw boys. You know, so then, you know, Detroit was so thick. Then the Catholic school league. Right. A few of them schools could have been in the public school league playing. You know, so, you know, Detroit was so competitive that if you didn't even have to have an edge, but that was good. You just had to be competitive and wanted to win. Right. You know?
Name some of the guys that you played with during your high school career.
I played with Marcus Webb, Terrence Wheeler. I'm going to say Marcus Webb, Terrence Wheeler, Wano Waller, call him Doc, Kevin Williams from Ecourse, DeJuan Williams. We have people from all around the city who are James Hunter, rest in peace, Doyle Callahan, Derek Vineyard, Donaldson, Big Donaldson. Who else we had? Steve Wise. We had a bunch of people. Who else? Clyburn, both Clyburn, William and Lauren. Yeah, you know, I played, listen, my senior year, we had 71 players, easy. You know. And then
what up,
coming up.
What up, though?
What up, though? Mike Drain in the house. What's up, baby?
What's going on,
my sophomore year, the seniors were Sam Silman, Johnny Slater, Johnny Johnson. Who else? Terrence Gamble. Who else? We had a bunch of people. Yeah, man, I came up. You had to come up, you know, up under a system. You know what I'm saying? It was a system. You know, unless you was one of them boys like Mark Macon and Steve Smith, Doug Smith, and DC, you wasn't playing freshman varsity at Southwest.
Literally had to lose.
Yeah, Derek Grayson played varsity at Southwest. You know, so, you know, but other than that, my baby.
Welcome in another gentleman just arrived. This is Michael Drain. Our nickname is, you know, we call him Mike D. So Mike, you know, introduce yourself.
What's going on? I'm Mike Drain, HP all day, down here with my family. For real, my man Dink, my man Hunt, it's my family. HP all day, HBCU, Tennessee State University, representing, and just down here to chop it up with my main man. That's it, you know, we about to get it.
So Hunt, you know, with this being you know, segments of you know, about you. When it came to choosing colleges, what schools were knocking at the door of the Hunt household?
All the MAC schools, half the Big Ten schools, Oklahoma, DePaul, Washington State. It was a few schools.
Okay.
But what caught my eye was the way UNLV, they style of play. You know what I'm saying? I said, well, I can fit right in right here. You know, because that's the way we played at Southwest. But that's the way Detroit played. Yeah, Detroit played up tempo. Right. You know what I'm saying? So You know, I was like, Iowa City, nah. DePaul, Chicago, nah. Oklahoma, nah. All the Big Ten schools, Big East, Providence, Georgetown, was recruiting me. Who else? Boston College.
Hey, now you remember Calhoun every time he called.
Oh, I forgot about Calhoun.
He called you. Y'all was gonna be the ones to start off that whole UConn hookup.
Man, Mike Dre brought back some memories. Calhoun used to call me and Lyman DePriest on the side of the road on the payphone. He said, man, just got off the phone with Lyman. I remember the day when he told me Lyman signed. Like, damn. I'm like, oh yeah. I already knew where I was going, but I remember Jim Calhoun used to call us on the phone, wherever. You know, you can't even find no payphone now.
No,
but he'd tell us, I'm on the side of the road, because the next year Chris Smith came or something.
Right.
Yeah. But, you know, Perry telling me all this. You know, he know everybody, where everybody going. So he like, man, they about to get Chris Smith and somebody else, but you gonna be one of the people that build the
Big East.
Yeah, build a program back then. Because they had who they had?
They had
Uncle Cliff.
Yeah, they had Uncle Cliffy.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Man, Cliff Roberts.
Yeah, rest in peace.
He was the gunner. He was the one.
Mm-hmm. I would have been playing with Tay George and who else they had. They was in the Elite Eight and they was right in there. They was competing for the Big East every year. Yeah, but I was like, man, I'm not going to the Big East. You know, really, the Big East is banging like Big Ten. I'm going out west. We running the gun, but we could bang too.
Right.
You know, because we got street dudes. You know, you got Castle Brooklyn. You know, Detroit, DC. You know, LA, Dallas, South Dallas. You know what I'm saying? B-more. Yeah. San Diego. So it was like, man, only thing we had to do, I'm going to another subject. The only thing we had to do was home in and tone in, which was the coaches, all our emotions coming from the hoods and every section of the country. We had to tone in our emotions, and this was the final outcome in championship. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's what it was with us.
And I can agree with you, because when during my recruitment, it was crazy. I mean, you know, some things you can really talk about now, you know, it's 35, 40 years later, because now the practices are totally different. You know, this stuff now is that you got the NIL, you got what's the other, it's called collective something. Yeah, you know,
transfer portal.
You know, the transfer portal, which really does not exist, but exists, which makes no sense.
So really, what boosters at big time corporations?
It's business. It has become, you know, all college sports has become business, and I think that is not, you know, and then you're fooling yourself. And so getting back to when I came out, I was a highly decorated, All-American, a Street Smith guy. I mean, I had it all as far as accolades coming out of high school. And many of my fellow classmates from other schools who were, you know, friends of mine, you know, why are you choosing UNLV? Or why don't you come to Kansas? Why aren't you going to Michigan? I was one of the first and a few Miami of Florida guys, somebody from Miami of Florida, to come up to recruit me. The University of Florida came this way. You know, these were schools that did not come this far. University of Colorado came, and I took the trip, but my high school teammate, ended up signing with them, which is Michael Westbrook.
Right.
And for all of us at that time, like it was with you guys and at Highland Park, is that it was best that you go for yourself. You know, I couldn't go to Kansas based on the fact that my relationships with my friends that I'm growing up with. I couldn't go to Notre Dame because of me and Jerome Bettis' relationship. I had to go for me. the reason why we all chose the universities and colleges that we chose was because it was for us. And so now I look back and I said, well, you know, what was it, Dink? I said, listen, they made sure that they took care of me. They made sure that they took care of my family. I said, I have today, like Anderson, we have forever relationships and friendships in that city that would never end. That's pretty much almost to death do us part. Whether it's a basketball guy, whether it's a football guy for me, whether it's one of us knowing some boosters, which now are not boosters anymore, they're called supporters of the program. It really, you know,
I call them boosters.
Yeah, I mean, they were boosters when we went to school. So it was, you know, so everybody, so everybody had their reasons on why. And that was, you know, and my reason for choosing UNLV was one, I could play early. Two, I knew that they would take care of my family. You know, I just wish that, you know, things would have been different as far as our outcome of many of our seasons, you know, but in football. However, I enjoy riding the coattail, buddy. When you guys are out there winning, I enjoyed every bit of it.
I was there. I hate to cut you off. I was there when I enjoyed Houston. First year we played Andre Ware.
Football, yeah.
Yes. And the second year we played David Clean.
I played in that game. I started in that game. And the Houston, what's it? Astrodome? What's it called?
Oh man, that was a Dust Bowl.
Yeah. No, they played UNLV. No, Houston came to Las Vegas with Andre Ware.
Yeah. And
then the next year, when I became a freshman, we went to Houston and played David Clean. They
Cleanly came to Vegas too, though.
Yeah, but he was the backup.
Okay.
Yeah, he was the backup. Yeah, so but he was the starter the very next year.
Yeah. I know one score was like 68-3 or 68-0, and the other score was like 72.
I'm scared.
Quarterback.
Yeah,
the cannon used to go off. I don't think the cannon went off that night. Oh man.
The red, what is it called?
That was Wayne
Fremont. The Fremont cannon.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm just getting here, but I just want to put something out here, man. I talked to a couple of people. I talked to different guys in that era. Man, hands down, Detroit has so much talent in basketball and football in that era. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking like 85, 86, and I'm not knocking any other years, but I'm talking about 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, you know, just 90, 90, all through where everywhere you looked, it was a Detroit player on a roster that meant something. You know what I'm saying? That meant something. I mean, I was at Tennessee State and Anthony Mason was our guy, but when he left, Earl Brooks was our guy right here from Muff. You know what I'm saying? So it was like everywhere I looked. You know, we would literally be at school watching the Big East, and the commercial was Lion Duncan. And then we look at out west,
Big Wendy's,
and right, we look at out west, and it's Hunt. Right. And then we look at DC, and I mean it was ridiculous.
That's all.
You know what I'm saying? We looking at Vogue, and we going down the line. You're like, man, we are everywhere. You know, so when I say that to say, when you got out to UNLV, what was the local runs like? Because you had a lot of West Coast cats out there that could go.
The local runs was good.
Okay.
Yeah. I remember the first time Greg took me to his high school, Rancho. It's 88.
It's Greg.
No, it's 87. Greg Anthony. He went to Rancho High School. Well, North Town. And talent was, it's like, dang, these boys can play. And I'm cool with some of them to this day because I'm like a year older than them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They seniors. You know what I'm saying? Cliff Reed, who else? A few of them cats. The point guard, Snoop, Pappy,
Pappy.
Yeah. So, so it was a bunch of talent. And to this day, it's still talent out there.
Yeah, because I was
the local runs.
No, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh my goodness.
That's what I'm talking about. Because I know how local runs was here. Yeah. So I'm imagining
Sport house, because you have everybody coming from all over the country in the summer living in Vegas. So everybody want to get a run. Yeah, movie stars, rappers, everybody want to get a run. You know what I'm saying? So you seeing everybody. And everybody coming out and they doing their thing. They might have their girl. They might have their wife.
Those are good times.
Or both of them. Or they might, you know what I'm saying? Everybody is watching. Everybody watching. Sporting house. Yes. You got the side, everybody watching. You know what I'm saying? So really, you get exposed.
And then to piggyback what Hunter speaking about, then we would have on Sundays, we would go to Sunset Park. And every celebrity
outside.
And this is outside court. And you're talking about packed. And it would just be nothing but pretty much UNLV football players, some locals, and all the celebrities that you can think of. You think Queen Latifah came out there and hooped.
You know what I took up there, Dink?
Who's that?
First time, even before his first fight. He might have did the amateurs, but Roy Jones Jr.
Did you really? Because we used to hoop with Tommy and his brother until his brother got in trouble.
Me, Roy Jones Jr. and his cousin or his homeboy Alfie, Pensacola, Florida.
Okay.
Yeah. Met them boys at the what was the name of the Maxim Hotel?
Maxim. Yeah, that's on that behind.
It's the what's the name of it now?
The Cromwell now. It's not the Cromwell.
It's
on the same street though.
Cromwell is on Flamingo and Las Vegas Boulevard.
Right.
The Maxim was on Flamingo and
going down
between Cobo.
Yes, going down the street.
Aubrey Lane.
Right, going down the street. Okay.
So it's something. It ain't a holiday, and it's something.
I know exactly.
Yeah, diagonal from the Valleys. Food court.
Good times, man.
Yeah.
Good times. Really, really good times.
I asked about that because when I talked to other people and I asked them about their runs in their city, like my old roommate at Tennessee State was Captain Carter. He passed recently, but he was friends with Madlock, who was Penny's boy. So the first time I ever heard of Penny Hardaway was through him. I didn't know who he was, right? But I would go to Memphis and he'd be like, man, let's go to this run. And I would be like, man, why these guys not playing somewhere? You know what I'm saying? So I always ask about the runs in different cities. Like I used to ask you about Cincinnati. I was the runs in Cincinnati. You know what I'm saying? I always ask you about it because it was different. It was different then because people just didn't get scholarships like they do now. You know what I'm saying? You know, Southwestern.
You might take a chance on knowing your GPA is a motherfucking 0.9.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They like, but it's a bad motherfucker. I'm
you get it together.
But like the years I was running Hackett in Holland Park, I would have nothing but college kids up there, and I would look at them and be like, where do y'all go running at? Because in my mind, some of y'all don't even need to be playing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Where's the room? You know what I'm saying? Because they cut it off. Because I know for a fact it was a guy that gave you fits in high school, in middle school or whatever, that you use as motivation to say, you know what, man, I got to get this moment. And he ain't go to school.
Yeah, I think we all had.
It's only two motherfuckers beat me one-on-one in Southwest Detroit. Roland West, he was 2 years older than me. He came out of 85. Never hooped at Southwest. And Troy Robertson, never hooped at Southwest. Came out in 86. But they was older than me. But them the only two beat me in one-on-one in the hoop. To this day.
Right.
And even looking at that, that's pride too. You know, you took pride in that. Switching back to those Vegas days. what was it like? If you would share, what was it like to be on a quest for a national championship with the guys that you were with? Did it show to the point where everybody's fully committed, or everybody has some slackers? Did y'all really believe that y'all can do this? And how did it all come together? Because we always have those moments where, in sports, we always have those moments where it might lead to the
our moment,
quarterback not doing this.
Our moment, Dink. Our moment was Seton Hall, '89, when they beat us by 20.
Morton's on that.
Johnny Morton, Gerald Green, the point guard from Brooklyn, Andrew Gage from Australia. They had Ramon Rivos from Cuba. They had Durrell Walker from right there. I think he's from Manhattan somewhere. Franz Bosey, Anthony Avant. They had a bunch. They had a squad, but they was veterans. You know what I'm saying? We had just beat Arizona in the Sweet 16. Arizona was number 1. Arizona, UNLV, top level beat Arizona. And they was number 1 seed, number 1 everything. We beat them. And we beat them in the Sweet 16, and we lost to Seton Hall. But Seton Hall taught us a lesson. Man, we was trying on our Final Four rings. Everybody in the Elite 8, you got to try your Final Four ring. Man, we was trying our Final Four ring. We was like, man, I'm getting my Final Four ring on this finger. Quick.
Lost focus.
Yeah, but we had beat Arizona.
Right.
That was Chalk had never beat Arizona. So everybody was like,
that was Glenn Rice, right?
Yes.
89, yeah. Yep. So Seton Hall beat us by like 21. But they taught us. We went back off season, summertime, a lot of people go home. I think I still went home. I went home. Every chance I got, I went home to the D. Love the D. I'm going home. I'm going back the last day. Chalk had to call me sometime or call my mama. Send them, come on, because in Detroit, I'm at home, man. But anyway, I lost focus of what the fuck I was talking about.
Good times, man.
So, man, we having so fun. Man, remind me what I was talking about.
Seton Hall.
Oh, that's why I forgot about it. They whooped our ass. And that's why I tell people, a lot of people ask me, oh man, y'all think y'all could have did something with the 5-5? Yeah, we would have did them because we was experienced. We had got
it was different, right?
We had got that ass whooping.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That make a lot of difference.
Yeah, you got to take your lunch. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's ever been 5 freshmen to win the championship ever.
No.
You know what I'm saying? That was the only really chance. Even Kentucky. And they ain't start 5 freshmen. You know what I'm saying? So, they did something that'll never be done again.
Right.
But everybody asks, oh, we would have been more hungry than them and had more experience. And they know that.
Right.
So they always show us love and respect. That's why I have so much respect for Jay, Jimmy.
That's what they got it for.
Ray, never met Jawan, and I got respect for, C. West, because they always give us our respect. They say, oh no, they would have, the big bros, we couldn't have did nothing with them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm thinking to myself, and deep in their heart, they were, we would have tried them, which is good.
Man, that's what
you know what I'm saying? They had that, man.
That's what they got it from, man.
They always give us our respect.
You got to realize too,
and we get Georgetown their respect.
Absolutely, everybody wanted to be a Hoya.
Yeah.
I was upset when I found out they didn't have a football team because I wanted to go to Georgetown just because I was in love with the shoes that they wore on the basketball court. I thought those were the sweetest shoes. I thought playing for a black coach on that level was impactful. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that me being around a John Thompson would help me. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Because I come from
as a man and get you a little further in life.
And he would give me more structure that I need when I'm away from my parents.
Yeah. It's 4 teams.
And he black.
It's 4 teams that we claim as our teams. Georgetown, the U, UNLV, and the Fab Five. Yeah, we claim them as our teams. Them eras, those were our teams, hands down. And that's a hell of a company to be in. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because it was it was no other teams that represented us socioeconomically, the way the style of play,
fans,
everything.
And people in the hood relate to.
Yeah, can relate. Yeah. Off the bat.
Yeah. Because each one of the personalities that was displayed was somebody that somebody knew. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I grew up with somebody like, I know him, or his sister, or so on. And you kind of took that, you beat me to that question, is that it has been a social media question that has just flown across for the last couple of years, and which is the UNLV versus the Fab Five, who would actually come out on top. I'm always biased, and I tell people this all the time. I'm biased because I saw it firsthand. Somebody who went to Michigan, they may be biased because they saw them firsthand. But I'm totally aware of what you guys are capable of doing. Even if you go through matchups,
we was it wouldn't have been higher level thing.
Right, it wouldn't have mattered,
Because I'm gonna tell you this. Big Ten is Big Ten.
Mm-hmm. It's methodical basketball.
And all the hate and all the stuff they went through up there, and they was winning. Getting called coons and all that shit, man.
Death threats.
All that, man. Them boys is young. Them boys is teenagers. We was teenagers too, but we had been through it, and Talk was a G. Talk was like, man, I already know.
Right, coach make a big
Detroit not saying that, DC not saying that, New York not saying that, Pasadena not saying that. B-more not saying that. I already know. And plus, they gonna go through a wall for me on the court. So come on, man, you can sit back like this and chew your towel and know you got some hood cats mixed in with our other cats, which so happen to be white, but they still with us. Mm-hmm. We a team, we family, white, black, Armenian, all that. We still a family, right? And we going against everybody, black, white, Chinese, Mexican, in every city. Our little crew, we going against everybody. That's how we did it every time. You know what I'm saying? Talk was a G. Talk like, man, we can either lay down or we can get tough as hell and go out and kick everybody's ass, which is what y'all gonna do. Y'all can do this or y'all can do that. Like my man, who is that? The rap. You can get with this or you can get with that. That was Talk. You know what I'm saying? That was Talk. Flat out.
My first meeting with him is that I had no idea that he knew me. Like, literally no idea. He knew my name. And I was just like, I walked outside. And he asked me about going to class. I'm like, damn, how does he know my name? You know what I'm saying? Which, for me, is that he took time to know.
All the colleges that recruited you. Talk probably like, damn, man, you came here.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
when he knew me,
you got an interest in you.
You're a big recruit.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing? I'm like, I'm fine, you going to class? Right. Fuck, you know, I'm going to class too. Goddamn. Like, no, sir. I'm on
players and
right. No, sir. I'm on my way to
that's
class.
your head coach talking.
Yeah, you know, I mean, they swapping stories, you know. So I'm like, all right, you know, this is like, let me go and get up in there. So come on, team was like, how do you know? I know you. I was like, man, you know, shit, you know, I'm lying now. Like, yeah, man, you know, I mean, I know he called me in his office. You know what I'm saying? I'm putting apple butter all over. I'm just squeezing it on there. Nah, you're like, oh, damn.
They needed an extra pound for
it. It was, you know,
I was 39.
You know, I'm gonna share this with the people that's viewing this. Is that when we were at UNLV, and just want people to know is that we, more than anything else, we have fun. Every day was something different. We did something different every day. If there was a dice game going on, you know where to find certain people at the dice game. The dice games are always in the dorms, always.
Or somebody apartment.
Or in the apartment.
The Dexter Boney apartment.
Dexter, I ain't want to say Dex name, but
that's my man. What's up, Dex? I ain't seen you in years and years.
So yeah, Dex. So you would have the young JR over there. All the. I mean, everybody who shot down, everybody who gambled was there. You know where to find everybody. Yeah. It was almost like you pull up and you see all the bicycles outside the house when you were a kid. Like, oh, they playing, oh, they in the backyard. They're doing this, where they at. That's how it was. And when I say we literally had fun, it really wasn't a separation of. It wasn't like the basketball players over here and the football players over here. No, it wasn't really like that. You know, it was a couple of guys that bridged those gaps because of relationships with both sides of both sides of the aisle. But we all went to
they was trying to hit each other girls.
Right. And I mean, and that was the other thing, you know, people didn't understand is that
before you got that Dink, the football team was crazy than a mother.
Oh, notorious. I mean, we had Sean and all them guys and all them dudes. They was and they lived by the word rebel. These guys, you know, and we just kind of fell in, you know, we freshmen that's coming in with no guidance, you know, we just come right in and bop. And now what many people didn't know, Hunt, and I think, and I was always surprised to hear this, is that a lot of people thought that UNLV was a real black school. Like it was like damn like an HBCU on it. A lot of people did.
And we was a small percentage.
Right. We weren't even 4% of the population.
It's kind of like Miami.
You know, and when I say that is that because all people saw, all they saw on all the fields were blacks. Mm-hmm. So our softball team was the only team that didn't have many blacks. You know, we had a couple black guys on the soccer team. None on the team. Dan was on it, but he took up the 100%. So and I hope Dan watches that still, my man. He was
DB, you know, Robert, what's up, brother?
Man, he threw that
down in Tampa somewhere.
Throwing the hell parties. Oh my God. But we gotta say, hold on. He was soccer.
Soccer, okay.
And then
he crossed over.
Baseball,
he was like a pop tune, so he crossed over.
And he on the wall.
He bombed. So and then the baseball players who played baseball were off the football team. We didn't have a men's track team. We just had women, just a women's track team. And they were good. Those ladies were really, really good. All good. And as Hunt spoke about when he was saying there wasn't many that was on campus, but it was really a fend for yourself type of deal when it came to.
That's why I used to go off.
Trying to find.
It was too many, come on.
Everybody knew
10 football players over one girl like me.
Right.
That like you.
Yeah, come on, man. Stop it, man. Right. What is it, man? Come on.
Eat, threaten, shoot people.
Oh, yeah.
What did you do?
I kept a 380 on me. Yes, I did. Yes.
Oh my God! You won't believe that we had a C-section though. Man, listen, it was just like what? Like, huh? Like,
bro, that's the misconception.
It's a man.
Yeah, but see, I wasn't trying to get into it with nobody. It was just for protection.
Right. And he was like, man, I only weigh 160 or something like that. I was like, what you say, man?
There was a couple of football cats, I got into it with. Black, white. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, bro.
Oh, man.
Too many of y'all. It's only 13 of us.
Like, I'm protected, man.
Yeah, y'all motherfuckers.
He's like, man, I got a gun.
Kept one, Dink. I'm telling you, I kept one.
Yeah, man. The man, he on some bulls. What happened?
I wasn't no bullshit.
What happened? Like, tell me what happened. I don't even know what happened.
No bullshit.
Man,
We gonna put that on record. I wasn't on no bullshit.
It used to be, it was man, hilarious times. But yeah, I just want to, ask a few, do a few more questions, for our viewers is that the road to the Final Four. And
which year?
The national championship year, 1990. Yeah, the 1990, the national championship.
After we got our ass whooped by St. Paul.
Right. Yeah. So you got the growing pains. You come back the next year, and one game that I thought you guys would just blow through was your toughest opponents. And then once you realized who was on that team, you said, "Wait a minute, these guys can really play," which was the Ball State team.
Kirkhead.
That they played that year.
On that team.
That's in the tournament.
Yeah, in the tournament.
What messed this up, Dink?
Go ahead.
They beat Louisville.
Mm-hmm.
And we thought we was going to play Louisville. Tark had a game plan to play Louisville. A lot of people say players and coaches shouldn't look past nobody else. He did. Rest in peace, coach. We got our game plan.
Besides Kirkhead, one and another one.
It was Kirkhead, Paris McCurdy, and Scott Nichols from before. Yeah. So and they had like 3 Chicago guys.
Right.
So I kept telling Dave and Mo, who was our intimidators, not Larry, but Dave and Mo.
Mm-hmm.
Larry was Larry. He didn't have to intimidate nobody. But Dave and Mo kept trying to intimidate Curtis Kidd and Paris McCurdy. I say, man, y'all not gonna do that. They not going nowhere. That went in one ear, made a U-turn and went right back out the thing for David Moe. So, David Moe is on a mission. We about to break these boys. So they got me in their ear saying, man, y'all not about to break them. They got to worry about the game and, so luckily.
That was a close game.
Yeah.
So we won by 2 then, yeah?
Yeah, we won by 2. I think I had 2 points.
Yeah, that was your worst. You went up every game from there, but that was your worst game.
Yeah, but I know what happened. I already know what happened. No legs. None.
Sound like Roberto Duran.
So Scotty got you.
No, I don't even remember none of that. I just remember having no legs. I remember the night before.
Scotty
having no legs. Scotty Nichols was smooth, cold, left hand, smooth.
Hey, started
I don't remember
St. Mary's.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Then when they closed, he transferred over before. My cousin went there, and I remember Scott Nichols.
Yeah, Scott Nichols could play. Yeah. Last time I seen Scott, we was out in Scottsdale. Yep, and I'm looking. We at a club, and I'm looking at me. I'm looking at this nigga. I'm like, they said the N word, but damn, fuck it. I'm looking at Scott. He looking at me. I'm looking at his homeboys. My homeboys looking at him. I'm with my essay partners, and I'm like, dog. My essay say, yo, Holmes. You know them, they keep, So I'm like, yeah, dog, I know my man. I don't know them, but I know him. He said, oh, okay. That's the only thing I had to say.
Right.
So my man came up to one of his boys or something. He's like, ooh. So I said, yeah, well, that's Scott. He was like, yeah. So that's when we broke bread. Yeah. But yeah, my essay partner's looking at them like, who is these cats? You know what I'm saying? But anyway, yeah, man, it's them college days. I wouldn't change. I wouldn't have went to no other university, nowhere. North Carolina, Michigan State, nowhere. UNLV is, UNLV. Why wouldn't you want to go to Vegas? Why wouldn't you? You know what I'm saying?
I got one thing I want to ask you. 29 in the championship, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I listen to a lot of different podcasts and people talk about Final Fours and championship games, right? And I'm like, have y'all lost your mind? Have y'all forgot one of the coldest performances in the championship game? When these cats mention this guy and that from a guard, because in the 80s
it wasn't scoring guards.
Yeah, it wasn't scoring guards. You know what I'm saying? So when I hear the back and forth, I'm waiting to hear.
You can edit that. But yeah,
I'm waiting to hear it. Yeah. I'm waiting to hear. Okay, y'all talking. Where was Anderson Hunt's name? When was the point guard in the final in the championship game scoring almost 30 and controlling the whole game? And I just, from asking you the question, like you was cooking, bro.
It was one of them nights, man. And Drain is crazy because I tell a few people this. I played against Bobby Hurley, AU high school, and somewhere else. Well, I had played against him already.
Mm-hmm.
So, I already knew what to expect, but he's still cold.
Mm-hmm.
Man, before he got injured or had his accident when he was up in Sacramento or he was somewhere, he had an accident. Yeah. He was one of them guys like a John Stockton type guys to me, point guard. Not just being white, but he was just one of them guards.
Mm-hmm.
And he probably could have been better if he didn't play with Christian Laettner. You know what I'm saying? But Christian made him better by pushing him and, doing that big brother thing, which is good. Don't get me wrong. They accomplished something that'll never be accomplished again. You know what I'm saying? But I give Bobby his, I give him his props.
Not that night.
Yeah, not that night.
And you know what I'm saying? You are the only Detroit Public School League participant to ever win the MVP of the NCAA tournament. And many will say, well, we had other people not who played in Detroit Public School League.
DC came close when he had them almost 20 rebounds in the final in the championship. So they lost to Indiana.
Again, repeated.
Yeah.
The only that's you. That's a badge that you can wear for the rest of your life. No, until some present, or future guy, young man.
Just last in their play. That's it. Magic and Muteen.
So you have to. That means that's a hell of an honor, man. So I salute you for that. And to hold it down.
I don't want to cut you off.
Can
we get on Terrell Brandon for a minute?
Yeah, this is, we leaking into.
Oh, okay, yeah. So we'll come back to you, Terrell Brandon, for Ryan.
Okay.
Yeah, next show. We'll do that to next show.
Well, this show basically was getting it all out there. Next show, man, we done did our homework.
Kings of Vegas, check it out.
Right.
March 2025. Executive producer Snoop Dogg.
Oh, okay. We put it out there. We laying it out there.
Yeah,
okay.
We laying it out there.
Well, listen,
Matt Barnes.
Okay.
Steven Jackson. All that smoke. All that something to do with it too. What's up?
That's fair enough. Hey, I can come on shows too, man. I know how to talk and ask questions. More than anything, I want to thank you. Thank my guests for coming in today. We will have a part 2 of this interview because it gets a little bit more intense. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in. And again, we always leave with what we start with. What up, though?
What up, though?
Get ready to real Brandon, because you a liar, bro. We coming for you. I'm coming for you.
I know.
Let's have a shootout or something. Well, in fact, let's discuss this. What you had. Let's discuss the 50-point shit you said. That, man, come on, let's discuss that on national TV. All that.
That's all Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes got to do.
They need that.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's go in all that
That's
smoke.
all that has to happen.
Let's do it. Blaze a few and talk a little shit. You liar.
Put 50 on you, man. I didn't know you had 50.
Man, lying motherfucker.
When you let somebody put 50 on you,
Never.
man?